Welcome to the HMO Property Show. By investors, for investors. Catch us weekly as we discuss all things cash flow positive property investing. Whether you're a seasoned investor, a new landlord, or just curious about property investing, this is the podcast for you. Sponsored by the Co-Living Collective, your trusted partner in creating vibrant and sustainable shared living experiences. Visit us at colivingcollective.com.au to learn more.
Welcome back to the HM Ho 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 Property Show Christmas edition. I'm your host Neil Gibb, and it is getting to the end of the year. This will be the last podcast of 2023 because my parents arrive next week and I want to spend some quality time with them and Joe and Freddie and just get to celebrate and experience everything that this incredible country has to offer. Excuse me, I am at home at the minute recording this on my laptop, so the sound quality might not be as good as what it normally is. I've been off work today, feeling a little bit sick. But yeah, here we go, guys. I've got something pretty cool for you today, as it is coming to the end of the year. I want to share with you my yearly goal planner. And the yearly goal planner is a bit of a mixture of... It's a bit of a mixture of lots of different planners and goal setting tips and tricks and techniques that I've used across the years. It should say yearly goal planner 2024, so I'm going to change that for you right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're not watching this on YouTube and listening to the podcast, you can go ahead to YouTube and follow along there. Or if you stay right till the very end, what I'm going to do is share this planner with everybody that wants a copy of it. All you need to do is send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or email me, neil@thehmopropertyco.com, and we will send you a copy across as a little Christmas gift from me to you. So, excuse me, you will have to put up my husky voice, unfortunately, guys. I've tested for COVID, hasn't come back positive. I think I've just got a bout of man flu. But anyway, the yearly goal planner. Setting goals has been absolutely pivotal in mine and Joe's journey to get from where we were to where we are now. And it will be pivotal to where we are now to where we are going in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years as well. We will never stop setting goals because we have seen the impact that setting goals and reviewing them frequently, and I would suggest doing them, setting new goals every month. So I'll take you through the planner either way, but set your big goals for the year, tie them into a big goal that you want to get to at the back end. And then what I do is break them down into monthly goals, which tie back into my annual goals. And then I review them every morning or every week, whichever you want to do. But the thing is to keep them first in front of mind so that when you get past January, because everyone's going to set New Year's resolutions that never really last very long. But once you get through January, all these New Year's resolutions generally die off anyway. So the good thing about this planner is if you've got it, keep it in a safe place, keep it in your bedside table, review it every night before you go to bed, or review it in the morning when you wake up, or just set a reminder in your phone to, at the end of every month, to review your goals. So if you're going to do anything right now, stop this podcast, open up your calendar, go to January the 31st and put in review goals, and then repeat monthly, and then save that so that at the end of every month, you get to review your goals, right? So the Yearly Goal Planner 2024, sponsored by the Co-Living Collective, which is our new main brand, which we touched on briefly with Mr. Ian Shields a few episodes ago. The Yearly Goal Planner is to help you visualize where you want to be, because setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. What myself and Joe do, and this year might be a little bit different because we got little Freddie G to throw into the mix now, but what we used to do is we used to go on holiday, or we used to take some time away. It doesn't have to be an international break. It can be a break down south. You can just go to the beach and spend the day on the beach. But what you need to do, or what I'd recommend doing, is just remove all distractions, remove mobile phones, get yourself in a place where you can relax and feel creative and visualize what you really want from your life. Because being in the role that we're in and having the business that we have, we get to speak to lots of investors every single week. And the common theme that I find about a lot of people is they don't really know where they want to go. They just want to invest in property because they think it's a cool thing to do. But property is just a vehicle to give you the lifestyle that you want. It's a vehicle to help you create the time, freedom, and the lack of stress over money. If you just keep investing in property for the sake of investing in property, it's going to get a bit boring sooner or later. After you've seen as many properties as I have, they all kind of blend in and end up looking the same. You might see some cool ones once you start getting up to the $2 million plus range, but anything below that, they all look and feel and do very much the same thing. So if your goal is just to invest in loads of properties, I had listened to a podcast the other day and the guy said, I'm a massive goal setter. I want the biggest portfolio in the northeast of England. And I was like, well, that's a crap goal, isn't it? How do you know when you've got the biggest portfolio? B, why do you want the biggest portfolio? What's that going to generate for you? And the biggest portfolio in that area now could be 5 properties. So all you need is 6 and you beat them. But what is that going to really do? So when you sit down and actually plan out what you want and think about what you want, then you can start putting the steps in place to take the required actions. And all you need to do is just make a small little step every single day. And then steps compounded over time will mean that, after the first week, you might not see anything. After the first 2 weeks, you might start to see small changes. After the first month, you might start to see some good changes. 6 months in, could be a game changer. And then you just keep going. And then all of a sudden, setting goals becomes addictive. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Rob Moore, the disruptive entrepreneur. I got a lot of this content, or a lot of this planner flow and sort of framework from him. And I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Ryan Tuckwood from Swish Sales Training. Ryan is an absolute legend and he's massive on setting goals. If you do get the chance to log into any of his free training that he does about goal setting, go in and do it, because it'll actually really complement this planner as well. So first and foremost, what we want to do is visualize who we want to be. Who do I want to be and how do I want to be known or remembered? Because when you think about the 6 human traits that Tony Robbins talks about, one of them is significance. And no matter what we all say, we all need to feel significant in our lives. And, a business owner fills a lot of them 6 human needs. And obviously you feel a bit significant when you've got your own business and you've got a large team working underneath you. So who do you want to be? This is going to be different for everybody else. You might not want to be a business owner. You might want to be a philanthropist. You might want to give all your time to other people to help them out. If you do, absolutely hats off to you. Remember to fill your own cup first, because you cannot give from an empty cup. Make sure your cup is full, because then you can give the overflow to everybody else around you. And that's what myself and Joe are aiming to do. We want to build up a certain amount of wealth so that the overflow from that wealth can then support our immediate families and our family and friends and anybody else that needs it, especially charities and stuff like that. We've donated, myself, Joe and Troy, as a collective of the Core Living Collective owners, we've donated to some good charities this year. I haven't got the exact figure, but I'd say it's coming up to about $70,000 to $80,000 this year that we've donated to the likes of Arm for Life, Mission Australia, 15 Trees, Happiness Co. And next year I want to give more away, because it feels absolutely incredible when you can help other people. And what might not be a lot to you could be a very lot to them. And I know that time is also a big thing that you can give people again. But if you've got no money and you're struggling to pay your bills, then you're going to struggle to give everybody else the time that you want to give them. So fill your cup first, get yourself into the position that you need to be. And you can also refer to this as the oxygen mask theory, where they say put your own oxygen mask on first before you put your kids on, because if you put your kids on first, then you're probably going to pass out yourself. That's it. So oxygen mask theory, guys, set yourself up. Who do you want to be? Why do you want to be that person? How do you want to be remembered? So in the early days, some of the things I've put into this is that I want to be known as the HMO and Core Living go-to person in Perth, and I dare say I've probably become that, because I don't think there's anybody else in the space. There's a few companies from over east at the minute which are trying to dabble in here, but they haven't got the market experience and penetration that we've got. I've also said that I wanted to be a business coach that helps other people build and start and scale their businesses. That's something that I'll probably do in the future, but right now I'm kind of focused on building my own business and getting that to the level that I want to be. And then once I get to that level, then I will start sharing my knowledge and experience with other business owners, helping them start and scale their businesses. I also want to teach people about money, because it's one of them things that does not get taught in schools. And in a lot of houses, it's a bit of a taboo subject as well. So I want to bring out a financial education course so that I can teach people what money is, why we have money, why we use money, how to use money and not let money use you. So these are some of the things I've had in my B goals before. My vision, legacy and cause. So one sentence on how you change the world. So this is the point where you sat on the beach. You can hear the waves crashing against the beach, the sand, and you got your eyes closed and you're just visualizing in the future. How is what I've done changed the world? And the vision that we've got within the business is something that myself and Joe came up with. Is we see a world where everybody has a roof over their heads, because we believe that housing is a basic human need that not everybody has access to. And when you look at the different cohorts of homelessness, and me and Ian touched on this in some of the podcasts that we've done before, there's this huge cohort of homelessness which is getting bigger right now that we call the hidden homeless. And these are people that have got jobs, these are people that have got money and just can't get access to housing right now. They're sleeping in the cars, they're sleeping in the tents. Myself and Troy go for a bike ride just about every morning. And when we drive past South Perth foreshore, getting close to the Narrows Bridge, there's probably 3 or 4 cars that we see every morning, the same cars with people sleeping in them. And then as we get down, our bike ride is kind of South Perth foreshore under the Narrows Bridge, and then we go south down the side of the Kwinana Freeway towards Raffles, Applecross, and then we kind of go underneath that bridge there, which I believe is the Canning Highway. I'm terrible with these names. I think it's the Canning. You go underneath that bridge there, and then you're heading down to like Murdoch, them sort of areas. For the last 3 to 4 weeks, I have seen a couple sleeping on an airbed at the side of the Swan River. Sleeping on an airbed. So when we go south, we see them and they've got bed linen on top of them. They're fast asleep. They haven't got a tent. It's not a swag. They've got an airbed. And then on the way back, I've seen them getting washed in the Swan River. Like just dunking in the Swan River and just giving the armpits a swill and stuff like that. So this is why we believe that our vision is a world where everybody has access to housing. Whether it doesn't matter what the housing looks like. It could be a tiny home. It could be a room in a HMO. It could be a 6-bedroom mansion for all I care. I just believe that everybody should have access to housing. And because of that, our mission and purpose in the business, and mine and Joanna's personal mission and purpose right now, is to deliver 10,000 rooms to the market by 2031. Right now we did the numbers the other day, right? We are going to finish the year on 599 rooms delivered to the market, believe it or not. 599, which is an amazing effort considering there was just me and Joe for quite a long time. And then when we brought Troy on board and partnered with Troy, we've obviously upped our delivery game in the housing construction side of things, and we're going to probably double that amount of rooms by this time next year. So the mission and purpose. What is your mission and purpose? Why are you on the planet? What are you going to do and why do you want to do it? Why is it important to you? And again, it doesn't need to be property related. This can be absolutely anything. These prompts are to get you thinking. What are you the very best at? What are the 1 to 5 things that I'm the very best at in the world that serves my mission? Now, I've had stuff like in here, like I was good at networking, I was good at marketing, I was good at talking on camera, I'm good at meeting people and conversing with them. You can put me in a room and I can talk to anybody quite easily. But this hasn't come naturally as well. There's a lot of skills that I've learned that people see me use now and think that these are just natural to me, and they're not. There was a book called How to Have a Conversation with Anybody, and that was one of the first books I read on conversing and understanding how to some people you need to pull a conversation out of, right? Some people can just bounce off quite easy, and if people like to talk, I'll let them talk. I can listen all day long at the same time. So what are the 1 to 5 things that you are the very best at that helps you serve your mission and purpose within this document? And then it's also important to think out, what are your values? Now, What are the 1 to 8 things that are most important to you in your life? Now, these can change every year, and they will change every year, because as you grow as a person, your values will change. For years, my number one value was wealth, building wealth and attracting wealth and increasing my wealth. That's now dropped down to like number 2 or 3. It's probably number 3, maybe even number 4 now. Number 1 of my values is my family. Joe and Freddie are the most important things to me on this planet, and I will do absolutely anything for them. So family is number 1. Number 2 is my health. I'm 41 now. I'm starting to ache in places that I just didn't even know existed before. And I know that the longer I maintain my health to the highest level I can possibly maintain it to, then the better I'm going to be and the better I am to be around. Because the fitter I feel and the fitter I am, and when my diet's on point and my training's on point, everything else becomes a little bit easier. And sometimes when the shit hits the fan, if I'm training right and eating right, I deal with them situations totally different as well. And you can manage your stress easily as well. After that, number 3 would probably be wealth, because I'm still not in the position that I want to be in. We have definitely increased our wealth over the years, and we'll continue to put my teeth in. We will continue to increase our wealth over the years, but it's not as important to me now as having my family time. And when I started working with one of my coaches at the start of the year, one of my goals for 2023 was to work 40 hours a week and not work weekends anymore. And I've smashed that goal this year. And that comes down to having the right team around me, and also putting my family first, putting that family value first, and my health first as well. So what are your values, and how are they, why are they important to you? Now, this next section here, my roles in my business. If you don't have your own business and you work for somebody else, you can just change this to my role in my job. And I've also got KRA here, which stands for key result areas. So what are the key result areas in your role, in your business, or in your job? Now, again, these will change over time. And if you work for somebody else, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is a good way for you to understand a little bit more about your role and actually stop and think, where are the key result areas in my business? What are they? And as my business has grown, they have changed dramatically. I used to be, my role was a buyer's agent, my role was a project manager, my role was furniture pack orderer, and my role was property manager. Now my role in my business is to run the business. I'm the CEO of this business, and my job is to make sure that everybody in their team has everything they need to do to operate at the highest level of efficiency that they can possibly operate at. It's also to maintain everybody's morale and happiness within this team, and it's also to make sure that everybody knows exactly where they are going and why we are going there. And if you ask anybody in my team, they know what the purpose, vision, and mission is. They struggle with the values because we've actually got 12 values, but we've broken them down into 4 values now and 12 behaviors. You ask anybody in my team, they will tell you exactly where we're going and why we're trying to get there as well. So my roles in my business or my roles in my job, have a think about them, because if you're not happy with where you work right now, or you want a pay rise for what you're doing now, if you document what your key result areas are and how you can add more value or bring more revenue into your role as an employee to your business owner, then there's a good chance that you can leverage this and ask for a pay rise. If any of my team members are listening to this, please do not come knocking on my door for a pay rise. Now, the next one is my income generating task. So again, this can be in your business or in your job role. Your key result areas and your income generating tasks should be a little bit different. However, they can mix into the two. So my income generating tasks, I would still put myself in a sales role. Every now and again, I like to jump on the phone and speak to the people that my team have been speaking to, just to make sure that they understand who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do, how we get the results that we've got, and how many people we've actually helped. Because if they are not getting that information and they do not understand it, then this is training that I need to go through with my team to make sure that they are performing at their peak as well. So income generating tasks for me are sales and marketing. That's all of my income generating tasks in the business. This podcast, giving you all my tips and tricks here. This podcast is an income generating task because it helps me build rapport with the people that listen to it, which means that when they are ready to buy or ready to invest in a HMO or an NDIS property, then hopefully they reach out to me because we've built enough trust and rapport with them, and help them get from where they are to where they need to be so that you can then invest. Right. Once you know what your income generating tasks are, I've got in here, what are your have goals? What do you want this year? What do you want in 2024? Like, this can be watches, this can be cars, this can be holidays, this can be a new dress, or this can be a new shirt or a new pair of shoes. Whatever you want it to be, what do you want this year? And I'm going to show you how to break this down soon so that you can actually get what you want. So write it in there. Do you want a new Rolex? Do you want an AP? Do you want the new Apple iPhone? Do you want a new MacBook Pro? Anything you want, put it in there. Next is your health and fitness goals. Now, this is a good one for me. I normally start with my weight. Where am I at now? Where do I want to be? How am I going to do it? Who am I going to surround myself with? And how active am I going to be? So I'm going to have 3 resistance sessions a week and 3 bike rides a week. And how long do them bike rides need to be as well? Try and be specific with your goals here, guys, because the more specific you can be, the more chance you've got of reaching them. And then business goals. What are your business goals? Now, again, if you work for somebody else, what are your goals for you in that role while you work for somebody else? What do you want to achieve? How do you want to add value to that business? Because the more value you can add to that business, the more high regard you're going to be held in by the boss, the leader, the owner, and the more chance you've got of earning more money and also becoming, moving into a better role. If it's a business goal, then you can talk about your team, your turnover or revenue. You can talk about profits. You can talk about the size of your team, the cash in bank that you want, any new products or services that you want to create. You can, by the way, if you work for somebody else, you can also think of a new product or service that you could create within that company, and then approach your boss and say, how about we create this product? And everyone that we sell, I would run that side of the business for you and potentially get a commission for everything that we build there as well. So these are just little tweaks that you can use along the way. Right, do goals. What do you want to do this year? So this year I did the half Ironman with Calvin and Andy Hagen. I also did the Cape to Cape mountain bike track with my man Troy Felt. And you can put stuff in here like the Rottnest Channel swim. Anything that you want to do, you might want to go on holiday, you might want to buy a new car, just put in there what you want to do, goal, and try and be quite specific with it as well. I want to ride in the Cape to Cape mountain bike trail in November 2024, whenever it is. Giving goals. Who do you want to help? Now, we spoke about the oxygen mask theory earlier. Excuse me, I'll just grab a drink. We spoke about the oxygen mask theory, where you need to look after yourself first before you can give to others. It depends how much you want to give to others. So one of my goals has been to spend time with one of my close friends. Husband passed away a few years ago. Excuse me. Husband passed away a few years ago, and she had 3 kids, and I wanted to spend more time helping her with the kids. So I was taking the kids to football on a Wednesday night, and I was taking the kids to football on a Sunday morning as well. So they can be small bits of time that you can give to somebody else. You can also give money away if you want to donate to certain charities. Write the charity in there that you want to give to, and write in the amount that you want to get. On the next section, we've got the money goals. So what do you want your net worth to be? And you can break this into 2. You can break this into, where do you want your net worth to be in 10 years' time? And where do you want your net worth to be in the next 12 months? Net worth is assets minus debt equals net worth. So if you've got $10 million worth of houses and you've got $9 million worth of debt against them, then your net worth is $1 million. Cash in the bank, that's a pretty self-explanatory one. How much cash do you want at the bank at the end of the year? Hopefully not a great deal, because cash in the bank is getting worse and worse and worse with inflation. So you're best off in assets that increase in value and produce cash flow at the same time. Salary, how much do you want to pay yourself? Little Freddie's just turned up and he is causing chaos right outside the door of the podcast booth, aka my home office. So salary, how much do you want to pay yourself? If you've got a job for somebody else, how much do you earn now and how much do you want to earn? And how can you get that pay increase? By going back to here and talk about the business goals. How can I add more value to my company that I work for now? Self-managed super fund. I put self-managed super fund. If you've got an industry super fund, that's fine. But where is it now and where do you want to take it in the future? How can you get there? If you've got a standard industry fund, can you speak to your financial planner about setting up a self-managed super fund so you can invest in a high cash flow HMO or NDIS within there? If that's something that you want to do in 2024, please reach out to us. We've got the system down pat with that now. And your number 5 is your passive income. How much passive income do you want to get now, this year, 2024? And also, where do you want your passive income to be so that you can quit your job and get more time freedom and less stress? Missed something out there, haven't I? More time, more freedom. That's basically it. Money just gives you options, time, freedom, and options. If you don't have to go to a job every day, how much money do you need to live? Basically, if you earn 200 grand a year now, it doesn't mean that you need to earn $200,000 a year to quit your job. You might only need $80,000 a year to quit your job. If you can earn $80,000 a year and live on your basic means, what can you do, and how much will your life improve when you have an extra 40, 50 hours a week up your sleeve to work on building your passion and making your passion your profession? Investing goals, properties. How many properties do you want to purchase in 2024? How many properties do you want to sell in 2024? If you've got a portfolio that's going well, how many properties do you want to leverage in 2024 and try to buy more properties? Stocks and shares. Do you want to buy any? Are you in them already? Do you want to sell them? Do you want to buy them? Physical, so gold, watches, art, etc. Is there anything there that you want to invest in? Again, all you're doing is turning the invisible into the visible. It's just making you think about what you want in your life, because once you know where you're going, then you can start making the steps towards that as well. And then education goals. Big on education. We spoke about a lot of the mentors and coaches and courses that I've done. So write down 5-6 books that you want to read in 2024. What courses do you want to sign up to in 2024? Is it a property course? Is it a business course? Is it a social media masterclass course? Is it a podcasting course? Who knows? There's courses out there for everything at the minute, so you can sign up to as many courses as you want. What audio books am I going to listen to? I've got courses in there twice. I've messed that up. Damn it. So 2 courses, audios, mentorship. That's going to be coaches. I'm going to change that right now on the fly. So it's courses, coaches. If you're listening on the podcast, my apologies. I can't even spell coaches. Right. Books, courses, audios, coaches, mentorships, and biographies. Films or books, if you want some good ones to think to, Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography / documentary on Netflix is absolutely insane. The guy is just absolutely phenomenal. One of the things in there was he wanted to be a movie star, so it breaks it down into 3 different parts of his life, and I won't digress too far from this, but this bit's really cool. And the first bit's about pumping iron and training and etc., stuff like that, all the early stuff, and then it talks about the second part's about when he becomes a movie star, and we all know he ended up becoming one of the biggest movie stars on the planet. But in the early days, when he moved from bodybuilding to the movie scene, a lot of people told him that he was too big, too bulky, he had a stupid accent, and there was a lot of movies that he applied for that he never actually got the role for. And the guy says to him, so why didn't you quit? And Arnold's really big on visualization. He said, because quitting was never in the plan. And I'd never seen myself quitting, so I just kept going. I was like, wow, how good's that? No matter how many times he got knocked back, he was just like, I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm destined for great things. I'm just going to pick myself up, dust myself down, and go back again. So if you want to watch a good one, guys, Arnold Schwarzenegger on Netflix, absolutely insane. It's also one of my best books as well. So there you go. Education is books, courses, audios, coaches, and mentors. Coaches are the people that are going to set up plans for you and keep you accountable. Mentors are the people that are going to watch what you're doing and give you feedback on how it's going. Similar but different. Every year I get myself a new coach and or mentor. This year I worked with Ryan Tuckwood from Swish Sales Training, been absolutely insane. We didn't just learn about sales, I learned about so much more inside my business and just how to be a better leader and coach. So Mr. Tuckwood, if you're listening, you are one of the best dressers I've ever met in my life. I love your jackets, mate, and I have... I actually bought myself a little bit of a snazzy jacket for the Happiness Core Gala as well. So proximity is power. When I first seen Ryan, he had this jazzy little jacket on, and I bought myself a nice little blue and black paisley dinner jacket as well for a little event that I went to. So Ryan, thank you for your help, brother. I Appreciate you. All right, next, network goals. Who do you want to network with? Proximity is power. I've just said it there. The bigger your network is your net worth. And that just doesn't mean like you can leverage their money. You can leverage their wealth, their knowledge, their brain power, their network as well. The more pans you shake, the more money you make. And it's true. Like I look at the people that I've got in my life now, bearing in mind I came to this country and I knew 2 people when I arrived. And I look now over the 14-year journey that I've been here, and I've got an insane amount of incredible people in my network that I am very, very proud to call friends. And a lot of them have been mentors and coaches previously as well. But yeah, what an insane network. So who are the people that you want to reach out to? Every now and again, I put like a bit of a big hitter in there. I've had Twiggy Forrest in there. I've had Gina Reinhardt in there. I just like meeting incredible people, whether I can network with them, whether it's a podcast episode that I can do with them, or whether I can take them for a coffee. Obviously, Twiggy and Gina, pretty hard to get hold of. There's a lot of gatekeepers to get through, but, you know, if you don't try, you don't get there. And this takes you into lifetime and bold goals. So my man Calvin Coyles talks about setting bold goals. And I'm also going to link this back into proximity is power, right? Because a bold goal should be something that you do not think is even achievable, but you're going to set that goal anyway. And I'm going to go back to a story that Ryan Tuckwood told me. He set a goal. He wanted to invest in Leicester City Football Club because Leicester's his football team. Obviously, my team is Middlesbrough Football Club. And he was with someone at the time and they were like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Invest in the club, blah, blah, blah. And then he looked at the other person next to him there and they were like, invest in it. I want to own the football club. So he quickly scribbled out invest in, and he's now set his bold goal to own Leicester City Football Club. It's a huge goal. Who knows if he'll ever reach it? But being around someone like Ryan, I was like, stuff it. I want to own Middlesbrough Football Club as well. So my bold goal is to own Middlesbrough Football Club one day. Who knows if I will, but it's on my radar. It's on my radar. And one day I would love to own Middlesbrough Football Club. There you are. I'm putting it out there, guys. There's other bold goals that you might want there. You might want a $100 million portfolio. You might want $5 million a year cash flow. You might want to give $5 million away every single year. Excuse me. Whatever your lifetime and bold goals are, stick them in there. Aim for the stars. Shoot for the moon. Go for gold. Just stick them all in there and then get them out. Right. So once you've done your brain dump on them first 6 pages, who you want to be, where you want to be, where you want your business or your job to be, where you want your money to be, where you want your health and fitness to be. What we then start doing is we break them down into monthly goals. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong with goal setting because they set a resolution at the start of the year, they never even write it down, and then they expect to smash it out the park later on. And then by mid-January to the end of January, the goals have been forgotten about. But with this monthly goal planner, and annual and monthly goal planner, you're going to set the reminder in your calendar so that at the end of January, you're going to come back and you're going to review your January goals. And then you're going to set your goals for February. So in January, your financial goal might be to save $2,000 or to buy a property, or it might be to invest in some gold, or it might be whatever it ties into financially. Make sure it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. The old SMART acronym there. Because what we want to do is we need to make sure that when we come to February, we go back and did we hit that financial target? Did I save the $2,000? Did I buy a property? Did I invest in crypto? Did I invest in gold? Whatever it is, then at least we know we can tick it off the list. Number 2 is business. Now, again, if you don't have your own business and you have a job for somebody else, what do you want to do in that job in January? How do you want to show up? How do you want to turn up? What do you want to bring to the table? What energy do you want to bring to this role? If you've got your own business, what's your turnover? What's your monthly metrics for your business? And I could probably do another podcast on the monthly metrics that we track within our business, but I'll save that for another day. What are your health and fitness goals for January? Now, a lot of people will probably go dry January. You know, it's a pretty typical tradition, isn't it? But What are your health and fitness goals? Is it three gym sessions, 4 gym sessions a day? Are you going to ride the bike 5 times a week? Are you going to run up and down Jacob's ladder? Are you going to do an Ironman? Whatever it is, stick it in there. We just need to make sure that we can tick it off at the end of the month. So it's got to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely. Family, what are your family goals? How much time are you going to spend with your family? Now, this can be your immediate family. Excuse me. This can be your immediate family, as in your partner and children. This can also be your parents, step-parents, aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, whatever it is. Write it in there. Make sure you hit it. And then what I like to do with a personal goal, I like to tie in my personal goal that if I hit these 4 goals here, I then get this as a reward. So this can be, I can buy myself a new car. I can buy myself a new watch. I can get myself a new shirt. I can buy myself a new pair of shoes. I can book myself a holiday. It can be anything. I can take myself, I can have a cheat meal. If your health target is so strict and so rigid, make sure you reward yourself for hitting that health target. If you're going to do dry January, your personal goal could be to have a drink on February the 1st. Who knows? So at the end of the month, come back, tick them off, set your goals for February, set your reminder at the end of February to review your goals, come back, review your February goals, tick them off. If you've hit them, treat yourself to the personal goal, set your goals for March. Rinse and repeat throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, guys, come back and review all of this, what you've achieved, and you will be surprised in what you've achieved, how much, how close you are to your mission and purpose. If you've been aligned with your values, remind yourself daily what they are. Remind yourself what your income generating tasks are. Did they change throughout the year? Did you smash them? Did you get your have goals? Did you have your health and fitness goals? Did you hit your business goals, your do goals, your giving goals, your money goals, your investing goals, your education goals, your networking goals, and your bold goals? Did you hit them? So there you go, guys. I will, like I said, I want to share this with anybody that wants a copy of it. I don't want anything in return. It's my Christmas present from me to you, to thank you for the support throughout the year. And I'm going to leave you with this little quote at the end. The biggest risk in life is taking no risks at all. All the best for Christmas and the new year, guys. And I wish you all the best for 2024. Let's finish 2023 strong. There's still 2 weeks left. Don't take your foot off the gas just yet. But make sure you enjoy yourself all the same. Love you all the best, and bye for now.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in the same time next week so you can stay up to date with all cash flow positive property updates.